of it all. Like I said, Sumant C. Raman is here with me, political analyst. But I want to go to former DGP of Punjab, Mr. Shashikant first. Sir, this has been coming. We as internal security reporters have been hearing since 2009-2010 that Popular Front of India is treading on dangerous territory and it must be banned. It has taken so much time because officials said there's a smart organization. It was getting difficult to pin down evidence on them. But on ground zero, how do you see this ban now helping law enforcers, ensuring that the country is safe from terror?
Look, as far as the banning is concerned, I'll say, okay, it's well in time, but that is by itself is not sufficient. If you look at the history of these organizations which are banned and which work against the national interest, they've got a tendency to come up again like a phoenix. They just come up. Like what happened to SIMI? SIMI turned into PFI. And similarly, lots of other organizations that just change their names. Now, what is needed is to keep a constant eye on this thing. Like you're saying that this particular organization was being watched for a long time now. I fail to understand why the action was not taken against it. And I was also listening into your comment that certain states have sent their papers about the banning and all those things, whereas certain other states are not. Let me make it very clear how these organizations work. These organizations always have a nerve center. They don't spread their things. They don't create so many nerve centers. Nerve center is only one. Then they go in for recruitment. And whenever this nerve centers pulls the triggers, and these other hubs, sub-hubs, they act like sleeper cells. So that effort is to ensure that this sleeper elements, sleeper cells, they just are sort of sprung into action all of a sudden so that the governments are taken by surprise. My personal view, from my police background, from my intelligence background, is that a constant vigil will be required. And this effort, not that they have been banned, but their elements, their hubs, their sleeper cells, all over the country, they have to be identified, taken care of, and a constant vigil continue. Thank you.
Right. Right. So just want to clarify that comment about the three states, the states of Uttar Pradesh, Karnataka, and Gujarat. These are three states which have been named in that notification issued by Ministry of Home Affairs, that these are the three states who recommended. But we have also heard from other chief ministers. Let me again point out to what Himanta Biswa Sarma has said. So there are other states too, and central agencies like NIA who have sent dossiers. But I think why the notification only mentions Karnataka, Uttar Pradesh and Gujarat is because when the law officers considered the evidence on record, perhaps evidence presented by these three states were considered the best of the entire lot. But having said that, you're right in saying that this is only step one. There is lots more to be done. We have seen how even after the arrests, they managed to carry out hartals and carry out violent protests in Kerala. So there could be sleeper cells. So the law enforcer's job is not done with yet. But there is politics also that is happening on this. And on that note, let me bring in the other guest on the show, Mr. Sumant C. Raman. The politics that is happening, Congress Kerala leader asking, why are you not banning RSS? The BJP spokesperson here drawing linkages between the LDF government and PFI. Unfortunate?
Yeah, I would say it is unfortunate. Look, the demand for the ban on the PFI has come from Kerala quite some time back, and Kerala has never had a BJP government. So the communist government in Kerala has also been having issues with the PFI. The government in Telangana recently, they handed over a case related to the PFI to the NIA, took over that case. So this is not, I think that there should not be politics on this particular issue. The call for a ban on the PFI is at least 5 years old, and predominantly states of Kerala and Karnataka, southern Karnataka, northern Kerala, where the PFI has been quite active, have been in the forefront of the concerns being expressed repeatedly over the PFI. Now, the recent raids organized by the NIA may have tilted the scales in favor of the ban. I mean that evidence may have been got which necessitated the imposition of a ban. But I think the DGP is 100% right. There will just be a new name after a few months, and a new organization will sprout with many of the elements, like SIMI, morphed into the PFI over a period of time. The PFI will now morph into something else.
Absolutely.
So you have to have a
Absolutely, and that was one of the apprehensions. Why it took so much time? Why it took so much longer to ban PFI. But I was speaking to a former Home Secretary, and he said that, we are aware that, this is the path that PFI could take. But then when your banking transactions are frozen, when your bank accounts are frozen, when all your Hawala channels and money coming in from abroad are flagged off, it is not easy in this day and age to suddenly come up with a new name and new avatar. So that is one view. We'll have to wait and see. But I'll request both of you gentlemen to hold on, because we do want to tell our viewers what this ban means on the ground as far as keeping countries safe is concerned. What does that really mean? Toya, can you take us through those details?
Absolutely. Okay, so for our audiences, we're going to show you on this board right behind me what this ban will effectively mean. The first key point, it's been banned for 5 years. This is an organization that was started in the 2000s, and it now has branched out into multiple other smaller associated organizations. That's why one of the key points here is it's important to note that associated organizations are also going to be disbanded. One key organization, for example, that will be affected is the Campus Front of India, the student wing of this organization. Now, this second point, the funding of the organizations is now criminalized. When we've been talking to Arunima and other experts on the channel over the last few days, one of the key issues that the MHA has claimed it has with the PFI is what it's called as foreign funding coming in from Gulf countries, what they called Hawala transactions. Now, as my colleague Arunima was pointing out, it'll just be much, much harder for those transactions to pass internationally. Now, thirdly, the PFI will no longer be able to hold protests. This is particularly important, both in the CAA NRC and in the Karnataka hijab movement that you saw earlier this year. It was well known that the PFI and its student organizations had people on the ground arguing, fighting for the community's benefits and healing those protests over there. That now won't be possible. And fourthly, the property of the PFI scattered around the entire country, from Delhi in Shaheen Bagh to Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, all of this property will now be forfeited. The property that belongs to its affiliate organizations also, and there are a number of them, will all also be forfeited. And number 5, and this perhaps for an organization like PFI and for most grassroots organizations that are known for the publications they put out often on a weekly or a monthly basis, the seminars they put out, all of that now can't take place. Now, we're going to move on very quickly from this story for now, for just a few minutes. Right now, though, we're heading into a short break.